Hello everyone, welcome. Welcome to everyone. Global White, a new podcast about the kingdom. Think about the kingdom. And today I'm going to talk about, and we stay in John chapter 4, the verses 33 to 54. I'm going to talk about the bicycle of life. After leaving Samaria, this is your pastor, Yeti. You probably already know that, right? Okay, after leaving Samaria, Jesus continued on his journey to Galilee. Until he came to Cana, where he performed another miracle. That was where he changed the water into wine, and next he would heal the child of a politician who was working for the same regime that was oppressing the Jewish people. That wasn't exactly the start that many people expected from the Messiah. The bureaucrat was desperate and begged Jesus to heal his son. That took both courage and imagination because, according to John, Jesus didn't yet have the reputation for healing the sick. In the months to come, the teacher would heal many people throughout Galilee. But at the moment that this man approached Jesus, had never healed anyone. But frantic people will try almost anything. This man had heard rumors of what Jesus had done at the wedding and was willing to give it a try. What did he have to lose? Fortunately for him, Jesus has always been in the business of doing new things. Interestingly, the Gospel of John records only 3 occasions in which Jesus miraculously cured the sick. But we know from the other Gospels that his healing ministry was prolific. Clearly, John was focused on something bigger. He understood that the true power of signs and wonders were revealed in the actions of the recipients once they were cured. When someone has been giving much will be required in return. John records Jesus as saying, "Unless you people see miraculous signs and wonders, you will never believe." Jesus never performed miracles to impress the crowds. The kingdom of God is by definition supernatural. I would not even call it like that. It is a mystery. It is something that reveals in the Creator that the concern of our God is that we are whole in Him. And the world is in so much of distractions and depressions that people come sick as of today and also in Jesus' time. Something happened thousands of years ago, but when He came, another chapter in our life started as He walked in His first ministry in the place where He was born and in Jerusalem. And people getting to know Him and were eager to know Him and to stay with Him and to eat with Him. It's beyond our earthly understanding and requires a totally different perspective. Jesus understood that miracles don't change the heart. Only love can do that. But sometimes the reality of this world is so strong that our hearts can't break free unless we are overwhelmed by the reality of the kingdom of God. Jesus told the man that his son was healed and that he should go and see. The man took him at his word and set off for his family, believing that the Lord had it under control. Has God spoken anything to you? Perhaps You've been reading the Bible for years, waiting for an answer to pray. This man received his response while he was still on the way, because faith is lived in motion. When he required as the time when his son got better, they said to him, "Yesterday at 1 in the afternoon, the fever left him." Then the father realized that this was the exact time at which Jesus had said to him, "Your son will live." So he and his whole household believed. John 4:52-53. The Christian life is like riding a bicycle. If we remain stationary, no amount of prayer for God's direction will have any effect, because the steering works only if the vehicle is moving. Even if the Lord has turned you in the correct direction, you wouldn't notice because the wheels aren't turning. And have you noticed that once you're in motion, even the slightest nudge on the handlebars can cause a drastic change in trajectory? And therefore you would be better off pointing in any direction and just paddling, trusting that the Lord will guide you. Some will argue that heading the wrong way is a waste of time and potentially dangerous. But I have observed that more people suffer from paralysis than haste. I think everyone who has children, or knowing kids from their friends in the beginning when they were learning to ride a bike, how they try to find their balance, and then alone how they wiggle waggle. It's a joy. I still remember that from my own kids, and I hope that you will laugh when you hear this. I know they fall, but we fall too. There's no adult that ever biked is never fell. So it's a spiritual thinking. Are our wheels turning or not? Everyone can learn to ride a bicycle because it doesn't require athletic talent. The only skill you need to master is balance. So just as in life, if you allow the bike to do what it was designed to do, you simply need to point and pedal. If you try to live life without equilibrium, you will end up falling down and getting hurt. But in your pain, do not make the mistake of growing nostalgic about when life was easier, for you were never destined to keep the training wheels on forever. So as our kids grew up, first there was a small bike, and then at the age came around 11, 12, that depends how tall they already are, the bike got bigger. So there is a change. The little bike serves other kids then, and then a taller bike, it's again another experience, and take it again spiritual. Paddling is also again different. So, inevitable, dust will gather on the spokes and paddles, but one day they will realize the exercise alone has been worth the journey. They will buy themselves adult bikes, and the metaphor will be complete. It is hard for you to believe that God can change something in your life. Have you stopped paddling or falling over? Do you need the courage to bring your life back into balance and let the Lord provide direction? Maybe the time has come to reboot your thinking and allow the love of God to do something new. Every person no one is excluded. The only thing I think needs to happen, that we are just feel the difference, that we are in a kind of a different atmosphere where you feel there's something going on, you don't quite yet, you cannot really grasp it, and that's okay. That's all okay. But I do believe that God, in so many different ways, through people, through nature, through whatever, even through a very bad situation, can show you the difference. And that can be whatever happened or you go through yourself, can help you to do something new. I encourage you to change your circle of life. Step out of the circle. Dare to jump out of the circle and see what happens. In the creation, God never made a mistake. And you can say, well, humanity makes so many mistakes, as myself, you would say. Well, maybe we sometimes use wrong words. Let me say that we need to look back what we did and has the will to change it, that it not happened again. That will make a completely change and you get out of the circle. Try it. Take your bike. And for now, for some who are not able to bike, think about it very seriously. It's all out for us there, for all of us. So, God's blessings and enjoy the bike. Bye-bye. This is your Pastor Eddie.